All right, let's talk about Python. It's this absolute giant that has completely changed the game for how we understand data. But here's the thing. It's a story of amazing power, sure, but also some pretty serious hidden dangers. So in this explainer, we're going to unpack both sides of that coin, the promise and the peril.
And yeah, there's just no other way to say it. When it comes to data science, Python is the king. I mean, it's not just a tool, it's the tool. It's the engine behind how huge companies and even whole industries figure out what's going on in the world. So you got to ask, how on earth did it get to the top?
Well, a huge part of Python's dominance comes down to its incredible ecosystem. Think of it like a toolbox, but one that's just jam-packed with these unbelievably powerful tools. They've basically become the gold standard for anyone who touches data.
And look, these aren't just random names on a slide. This is the bread and butter for any data scientist. You've got Pandas, which is amazing for taking a total mess of data and making it make sense. Then there's NumPy for all the heavy lifting, the complex math. And Matplotlib and Seaborn, that's how you turn boring spreadsheets into stories, into visuals that you can actually understand. Put them all together, it's an absolute powerhouse.
And this really shows you just how big of a deal this is. We're not talking about some niche language for hobbyists. No way. This is the stuff that's driving billion-dollar decisions on Wall Street, it's helping doctors improve patient care, and it's behind the strategies of the biggest tech companies you can think of.
Okay, so Python is powerful. We get it. But you know that old saying, with great power comes great responsibility? Well, it's totally true here, because lurking just beneath the surface of all this amazing stuff, there are some pretty serious dangers starting to creep in.
And this is the question that should honestly keep anyone who works with data up at night. What happens when the very foundation you're building on is cracked? What if the data you're feeding these incredible tools is biased or incomplete or just plain wrong? Suddenly, all that analytical firepower is aimed in the complete opposite direction of where you want to go.
So where are these cracks exactly? Well, for one, the data itself is just getting insanely complex. It's huge and it's messy. Plus, a lot of companies have these data systems that are kind of duct taped together from old and new parts. But the really big one? Algorithmic bias. These models learn from our past. And guess what? Our past is full of biases. And when you mix all that together, it becomes way too easy to just trust the computer's answer without asking the tough questions.
Yeah, let's really zoom in on this algorithmic bias thing, because it's super important. Think about it like this. Say you build a program to help you hire people. You feed it 20 years of your company's hiring data. But what if, for those 20 years, the company had some unconscious biases? The algorithm doesn't know any better. It just sees a pattern, so it learns the bias, and then it automates it. Suddenly, you've built a system that's designed to be unfair. That's the danger in a nutshell.
And you just can't afford to ignore this stuff. The price of getting it wrong is steep. We're not talking about a typo in a report. We're talking about sinking millions into a bad business strategy, wasting tons of time and money, and causing real harm to real people.
It really is like a line of dominoes, right? It all starts with one tiny thing, some data that's a little bit off. That gets fed into a script, the script then spits out a biased model, and that model leads to a huge, boneheaded decision. See how that one little wobble at the start can topple the whole thing?
And this quote, it just nails it. You can hire the smartest data scientist on the planet, give them the best tools money can buy, but if the data you hand them is junk, well, their results are going to be junk too. It's that classic saying, garbage in, garbage out. But now it's happening on a scale that can affect an entire organization.
This is exactly why it has to be a partnership between humans and machines. Look, the tech gives us speed, it gives us scale, things we could never do on our own. But what it doesn't have is context. It has no sense of ethics. It will never stop and ask, hey, does this feel right? That's our job. That human judgment is the one thing you absolutely cannot replace.
Okay, so I know this is all sounding a little bit doom and gloom, but don't worry, it's not the end of the world. In fact, just as these problems have gotten bigger, a whole new wave of innovation has shown up to help us tackle them. It's actually a pretty exciting time.
I mean, the leaps we're making are incredible. We've got cloud computing and tools like Apache Spark that let us crunch through datasets so big they would have been pure science fiction just 10 years ago. And now you have these amazing AI tools like TensorFlow and scikit-learn baked right into the Python ecosystem. It lets us build models that are so much smarter and can predict things with way more accuracy than ever before.
So what does all that mean for the real world? Well, when you use this stuff the right way, it means better forecasts for your business, It means your supply chain runs smoother, with less waste. It basically means everything just works better. Which of course brings us to the million-dollar question, right? You've got all this incredible power on one hand, and all this serious risk on the other. So how do you actually navigate that? How do organizations adapt?
Well, it really boils down to two big things. First, you've got to invest in what's called data literacy. That just means making sure everyone in the organization, not just the data nerds, gets how this stuff works. And second, you need strong data governance. Basically, a clear rulebook for how you handle your data, how you collect it, how you check it, and how you use it ethically.
Because at the end of the day, this isn't really a tech problem. It's a people problem. It's a culture problem. The goal can't just be to buy the shiniest new tools. The real goal is to build a culture where people respect the data, where they're curious but also a little skeptical, and where they never forget to think about the ethical side of things.
And that's really the key to the future, right there. It's not going to be about who has the fastest computer or the fanciest algorithm anymore. It's going to be about who uses these tools most responsibly. It's a move away from just raw technological power towards a new era of, well, wisdom.
So I'll just leave you with this. The power is already in our hands. Python has given us tools that are almost like superpowers for analysis. The real question, the challenge that will define the next decade for all of us, is this. We have the analytical power. Can we find the analytical